Today we are going to introduce Hong Kong Acedia. Here is the outline. It is the classification system for Hong Kong Acedia. Let me introduce some of them. Tracheophyte is also called vascular plant, which contain vascular tissue, xylem and phloem. They will transport water and food from the vascular tube. Also, vascular plant contain root to absorb water and mineral from the ground to the plant. Then angiosperm, flowering seed plant. As we can see the picture of the Hong Kong Acedia, contain a white color flower. Those plants' ovule develop within the ovaries of flower. The ovary is located above other floral parts and the ovule is covered by a carpel to prevent self-fertilization. At the same time, it also increases in diversity through different pollination methods. Eudicot, one type of dicotyledon. Eudicot are the pollen with 3 pores and dicotyledon is the pollen with no spore or 1 spore. Moreover, Eudicot contain taproot instead of adventitious root. The picture and the table in this slide show that the leaf of Hong Kong Acedia contain a leaf ring forming a lead pattern and contain 5 petals. The characteristic of asteroid is the plant consists of few petals and 5 or fewer stamens. Besides, it is antinomorphic that the flower can be divided into 3 or more identical seta by rotation about the center of the flower. Lastly, the plant with scale on the stem and leaves, which are mostly the small leafed one that we will call lepidopteran, which are rhododendron with scale. Therefore, the species name of Hong Kong Acedia is Hong Kong rhododendron Hong Kong gains.
Next, I will talk about the general features of the Hong Kong Acedia. And these some basic characteristics of the Hong Kong Acedia and some important features such as it's an evergreen shrub or small tree and its size is from 1 meter to 7 meters. And it has an umbel inflorescence as you can see from the white graph. And its petal is 5-lobed and it has 5 stamens. The flowers of Hong Kong Acedia are in white, very pale pink, very reddish purple or very pale green color. And the base of the flowers has reddish purple very pale green dots. And the flower period of Hong Kong Acedia is from January to April, and its fruiting period is from October to December. And Hong Kong Acedia is common on rocky outcrops, steep hillside forests, or along the stream side. And it can be found on Pessiland, Mount San, Walnut Han, and Happy Valley in Hong Kong. Also, it is found in Guangdong and Jiangxi. Unfortunately, we went to the Mount San but did not find any Hong Kong Acedia in there. It may due to the weather are still not suitable for them to flower. But we found other Acedia that belong to the same genus. And the left video is show the lovely Acedia. And the right videos, we found the red Acedia and it's very beautiful. And this is some picture we captured on that day. As you can see from the right top graph is located in a very deep hillside mountain. And next I will pass to Andrew to talk about the life cycle.
Regarding the life cycle of Hong Kong Acedia, it has alternative of generation and consists of 2 stages. Because it is a bisexual flower and heterosporous. And according to Malaysia in 2023, microspore from Microsporangium will develop into male gametophyte by meiosis, which is pollen gland, and then the megaspores from Megasporangium will also develop into female gametophyte by meiosis, which is egg. Next, egg will have fertilization with sperm through the stamen into the pollen tube and becomes zygote. Once zygote is developed into embryo in the ovary, which inside the ovary, the alternative of generations has been carried to the second stages, which is dipole stage, And after the embryo turns into seed, which consists of embryo, endosperm, and seed coat, it became mature flowers on sporophyte plant by time to time. Anther will have microsporangiums and give rise to microsporophytes by mitosis. And on the other side, ovule will have megasporangium and give rise to megaspore by meiosis. So it turns back to the first stage and make a full circle, alternative of generation. This is the life cycle of Hong Kong Azalea.
First of all, I will talk about the value of Hong Kong azalea on human aspect. For decoration use, it is cultivated as ornamental flower because of its dazzling and eye-catching flower pattern. For commercial use, the farmer will sell them to the market because of its attractive appearance. However, Hong Kong azalea is toxic to human beings and animals when there is large amount of ingestion of human and animals. Therefore, there is no medical use and food consumption use. And this slide, I will talk about the value of Hong Kong azalea on ecology aspect. For Hong Kong azalea, it maintained the ecological balance because its flowers are vivid and fragrant that attract pollinators. For example, the bees, butterflies for the seed dispersal. It ensures the reproduction of other plants. And second, it provided shelters and nesting place for animals like birds because its foliage is dense enough. And thirdly, it prevented and lowered the risk of soil erosion because its roots are shallow and small in texture. It maximizes the rainfall collection near the root surface. And lastly, the Hong Kong azalea can work as a ground cover use is a special use. It works as ground cover when it is spaced around 1 meter apart each.
To focus on the evolution change of Hong Kong azaleas, we have to take a look at the whole species rhododendron, and scientists found out that different color of azalea can find in specific place, which means two closely related species can survive in the same places and also known as coexist. Therefore, it is suggested that a speciation occurred, which also means they grew from the common ancestor. And besides, scientists find out that they are able to be coexist in the same environment is because of their blooming season. Scientists not only find out that they were blooming at different seasons. For example, Hong Kong azalea will bloom in January to April, and their flower is bright to light red colors. And it allows them not completing with the pollinations, but also find out that they have different desires, like they have different desire about their soil pH and also the temperature, and which leads to the change of the plants like the azaleas with different size and also different colors.
So let me introduce the last factor affecting evolution changes. It's the latitudinary diversity gradients. Rhododendron is a highly species-rich genus of woody plants, in contrast to the prediction of the time for the speciation hypothesis. He found that although rhododendron originates at a temporary latitude, its complementary species diversity is highest in the tropical, subtropical, suggesting an into the tropical colonization for this genus. He found that the avalate diversification induced by the heterogenetic environmental conditions in the tropical subtropical shapes the global pattern of the rhododendron diversity. With regards to the genome size evolution, genome size of tropical plants are lower than that of colder and temperate region, and that the genome downsizing the promoting diversification. So let's see another factor affecting the evolutionary changes. The evolution changes is the evolutionary radiation. So most extant species of rhododendron originate by the evolution radiation in the new gene when the genus migrates southward from the circumpolar areas to the tropical, subtropical mountains. And the evolutionary radiation was jointly driven by the topographical heterogeneity caused by the mountain uplife and the great increase in the precipitation associated with the intensification of the Asian monsoon, and were the further strengthened by the adaptation of the leaf functional trees. So this is the reference list, and that's all of our sharing. Thank you.